I was in my room, and like I remember I was in my room alone. It was broad daylight, and it was just one day, and I was like just dancing in my room
Oh, I know
to
that.
no music, just fucking getting it.
Oh,
Yeah,
love
just
that more for
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I heard like a little kid, and I froze. Where I remember freezing and whipping around to look at the closet because the closet freaked me out, and I didn't feel anything. And I, as a little kid, went like, "Hello," and then nothing. And then I just like sat down on the bed or some. I just like sat down where I was, and then I heard it even quieter. I was like,
Shut up.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna die. We're back.
And deader than ever.
I'm Tamra.
I'm Kelly.
And this is
Ghoul
Beans.
I don't think it happened.
That's okay.
Our last episode, guys, we're sorry. We're working the kinks out. It had an echo. You heard me twice as nice. That's all.
Voice so nice, you hear it twice.
Kelly has a song stuck in her head.
Per usual.
How are you?
Great. I'm really excited for the Renaissance Fair. We've been doing our little costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm not like a Renaissance Fair junkie. I was talking to my mom about it because she made fun of me. And I was like, who cares? It's fun. I'll do anything.
I like having fun.
I will do anything to dress up in a costume. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Same.
Like, if you want to go to Comic-Con, let's go, bitch.
Let's go.
I'm going to pick a dope-ass outfit. If you want to go to whatever, someone's birthday party and it's like superhero themed, great. I'm going to be the best dressed.
Also, Renaissance Fair is not like, not to, defend the Renaissance Fair, but also I think people have this impression of it that people are like,
nerdy,
milady, like everywhere, and like that's really not it.
Right.
Like,
They're like, do you
in
want this fried pickle? I'm like, yes, I do. Thank you.
Like the wench is like offering me a discount on a sword.
Exactly.
It's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, have you ever gone to a craft fair? It's literally that, except you get to dress up.
Yeah. And drink like mead.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. They also had like vodka crammed.
Girl,
so like it's whatever.
I'm honestly coming back to see the lesbian jouster.
Oh yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Woo!
She was incredible.
Did something to me.
She like hosted the joust basically, and then she was like, "I'll take you on." I was like,
"You sure will."
Oh no!
Oh no! I'm just a fair maiden.
I'm a little fairy princess.
I'm just a little fairy. Oh yeah. So we'll probably post pictures, not to the ghoul beans, but to our personals.
Yeah, we're gonna be fairies.
Yeah, we're gonna be like sun and moon fairies.
Yeah.
Very excited. Your husband is being a musketeer. You forgot the word. And my husband is being a dragon.
A man riding
riding a dragon.
Which is better. And we don't know what Tony's going to be. Tony's going to be the guy at the Renaissance Fair.
I hope Tony dresses normal. That would be so funny.
Yeah, he just wears like a... I don't know, like I told you, his normal, I thought was the Renaissance Fair shirt. Which was cool. Like, he made it rock. I was just like, oh, good. You're getting more use out of it.
No, I told you, he's explained to us that that's not his help me. It's not his Ren Fair costume. It's a Banana Republic shirt.
I know, but as you recalled, I don't recall this conversation.
I know, and this is because time slips away from you when you're under the influence.
I don't know where I am.
No,
I didn't know I orchestrated a bead chomp.
You didn't orchestrate it, but like Matt was like all over him, and then you were like,
I really missed a lot.
He went chomp it from across the room, and he went, and it cracked. And Tony was like, oh.
I picture me just.
Your eyes were kind of closed, like it was a lot.
I'm just like in the corner, no one's really talking to me.
You were
like,
sitting on my like lap. What are you talking about?
Chomp it. You guys are all having a separate conversation. Oh man! So this was when I was too high at the cabin in Indiana for the folks at home.
The billiard room.
Yeah, with a pool ball.
Literally.
Maybe, I don't know.
Did they ever charge us a cleaning fee or something?
No, it was a really nice place.
Shouts out my partner for scrubbing that house down.
Seriously.
Literally, like
we had a marker fight and we got it on stuff, but it's fine. We got it out.
You'll never know.
No one would know.
What coffee are you drinking?
We are drinking Black Magic Cold Brew
From
Man-Bot Coffee Roasters.
That seems weird.
It does seem weird.
From Wheaton, Illinois.
Heyo, it's local.
Sure is.
So this is actually pretty good. It's not bitter. We put a little bit of creamer in it, and
Yeah, I'm not a cold brew purist.
No. I'm not a coffee purist, really.
No, I'm a filthy, nasty gas station coffee bitch.
Yeah, put in a little hot chocolate in it.
Whoa.
Spice it up. But it's really good. Like if you do drink it just black, no creamer, it's not like I swallowed poison, which
But
sometimes
it's
cold
not
brew
sweet.
can be.
I know sometimes cold brews like they get sweetened.
Yeah.
It's not at all sweet. It's like
No.
cold brew.
Yeah, you definitely need to sweeten it if you can't handle the taste of coffee.
I think for like a little quick bottled thing,
It's cute.
it's very cute. You know, we're a slut for pink and black.
We are.
So it's very cute. It's very if you're like a cold brew kind of bitch, go for it.
Seriously.
I would personally give it like out of 10, like a 6.5.
I would even give it like a 5, like just because I wouldn't.
I have to add creamer.
I wouldn't be like, oh my god, you have to have this. You
No.
have to try it.
It's better than average in my opinion.
Honestly, the aesthetic of the like little brown bottle, it kind of looks like, what is it? Like a
Like a
beer
growler?
bottle? Yeah, a growler. The aesthetic of that makes me want it more than anything. Is that
Okay.
fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I think honestly,
As far as cold brew goes, it doesn't stand out.
no, but for me it is a taste better than average. Like
Mhm.
I will say, and I've said this we said this before we started recording. The best, I wish my partner was here to validate, cold brew I have ever consumed in my life was in Seattle at Pike Street Coffee Co. It's the cherry cola cold brew. Fuck me up. Pour that into my gullet, like literally. And then we added creamer. Oh my god.
I need to go to Seattle. I feel like it would really
That
feed my
was
soul.
10 out of 10. No, I know. And we should go. And it's like literally if Chicago was also in Denver.
I would love that. That's
It was
my
like-
literal dream.
It was I was like, I have to move. Like, I was like, this is incredible. Shouts out Seattle. And shouts out Black Magic Cold Brew.
Yeah, not
It's
bad.
very cute and not bad.
It's cute and not bad. Wheaton, great, incredible. Let's dive right in. Today, let's not
You
dive
were
right
going
in.
to tell me some spooky shit that happened in
Oh.
your house.
So, 2 nights ago, Thursday night, I fall asleep, little easy peasy night, and I wake up at the middle of the night. I don't know the time. And I hear like noises coming from the foot of my bed.
Nightmare.
And like at first I was like, oh, it's probably Bo like getting comfortable and stuff. But like it went on for way too long. Like I know my dog, like he doesn't do it for like more than a couple seconds, you know? At least at the most.
I have a story
it's
for the next
15
episode that's
seconds.
just like this.
Ugh. So I'm like, okay, like it's probably just Bo. And then I kind of hear like the chair move. And I'm like, okay, I mean, like maybe he hit it. And then like as I'm listening, it literally just sounds like someone walking back and forth, like at the foot of my bed. And I got the feeling like I will wake up and have nightmares and stuff. And like I like look into the darkness because I'm like, what's back there?
You're asserting dominance.
Exactly. Oh, show yourself, but don't.
Don't. You better not show yourself.
Run away. Don't show yourself and leave. But yeah, I could not. Like the blanket was over my shoulders and kind of like resting on my chin, and I literally just like pulled it up and went to sleep, like out of fear because it just did not feel right. And like it was happening for so long that I was like, this is not Bo. And it's not his little clank clanks. It was like walking. That very night, my mother, she like couldn't sleep, so she was out in her living room and stuff, and like probably around like 3 a.m. she woke up to the sound of crashing. She goes outside of her bedroom. She has a Santa painting that not painting, it's a cross stitch that she framed. The frame is on the ground. The frame's cracked in half.
What?
And the glass didn't break. The hook is still in the wall.
What the fuck? It came off the hook.
Yeah, it came off the hook. And she said it's 3 a.m. Like, there was no noise, there's no banging. Like, the people above her aren't like rowdy like that. And so she like was like, something weird happened last night.
Ew.
And I was like, what time was it at? Was it the middle of the night? Because something happened to me in the middle of the night. And she was like, I wonder.
I do wonder.
So, spooky happenings.
Yeah, very spooky.
Was it Thursday? No, it was Wednesday.
Yeah, because today's Friday.
And Wednesday, I was listening to the podcast that always
you
makes
whispering?
spooky. Oh, because I got scared. So I listened to this one podcast. I think I've said it on here, and every time I listen to it in my house, something spooky happens.
That happens when I'm listening to this podcast in my house.
Does it?
Yeah. Especially if it's like a spooky episode.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what happened to me.
Well, Maddie also said that too.
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit
yeah.
happens when she listens to it.
We're haunted.
No.
We knew that.
Mm-mm.
You were 1,000% haunted.
I have been. I don't think I am now. Like, I'm not a haunted individual.
We were literally talking about the figure that like waves its arms out of your kitchen.
To Mariel. That was not to me. And also, I don't think anything follows me. Like, I think when you're like, oh, you're haunted, that means like something. Like, I don't have a little bestie walking around with me.
Maybe you do.
No.
How are all your houses haunted?
Not all of them.
Every single one of them.
All my houses are haunted.
Yeah.
Not my mom's house. Though, oh my God. I was just talking about the demon house, my first original house recently. And because I was listening to the maybe most recent episode. I don't know what episode we were talking about where you were like, I wonder how those people are doing. We recently drove past there, and all of like the things that made it my house, they chopped down. I was like, they're asking for it, bitch. Because they renovated the whole house.
Oh, no.
And then they like renovated the deck, and then they chopped down a whole bunch of trees and like uprooted shit. And like, I was like, this is not good.
Oh.
This is very bad.
They're being scratched.
Yeah, like, and they're like, I don't know what's wrong. Like,
yeah,
it's because you fucking gutted the whole thing, and then you did like
I wonder if they like finished the basement.
I wish I could ask them.
You should go.
Oh, they've definitely finished the basement.
How?
It's definitely finished.
How do you know? Just you get the vibe.
You can look it up on like Redbubble or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think somebody bought it and then flipped it.
Yeah.
And then
ew, can you imagine what it was like while they were flipping it?
No.
They're probably like sell it as quick as possible.
I actually can't imagine, because when we were redoing the kitchen, there was like a ton of people in our house all the time, and then after they would leave, there was because they were like laughing. It was a bunch of just like guys who were friends.
Yeah.
And they would be like laughing, and we would my grandma would go out and like make them meals and shit. Like, it was like they were there all day. And then they would leave, and there'd be like this void, and it was like really bad when we were redoing the kitchen. And then it only got worse when we were moving. That's what the peak of it. Like,
wow.
The worst it ever was in like 2 weeks. The 2 weeks it was taking for us to leave.
Right. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, whoever lives there now is probably like fucked.
I know. I want to ask you, like, have you ever felt like spooky? Because I was thinking about my youngest cousin. Whenever my family would come over for like holidays and shit. Until he was like 7 or 8, he would be like, "Can you watch me go down the hallway?"
That's so nasty.
Mm-hmm. We would all feel like that. Oh my God. I was having a sleepover, and I wonder if she listened to this. Kelsey, I remember this.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
You've been called out.
We were all sleeping in the living room. It was like me and like 3 of my friends. We were sleeping in the living room, and because we like watched a movie or whatever, and to get to the bathroom, you had to walk down the hallway. My grandma's door is always like a little bit cracked open, just so she can hear if something, happens. She's kind of like anxious like that.
Mm-hmm.
Went into the bathroom, and I remember like trying to listen for her to come back. It's not a complicated way to the bathroom, but like, whatever. I hear like her open the door and like flip the light switch off and flip it back on, and I like sat up, and I was like, "Kelsey," and she was like, I'm like scared," and I was like, I was like, okay, scared of what? Like, and I just like walked down the hallway because I was like, oh my God, please, not my friends too.
Right.
And my grandma has this doll.
No.
This baby doll.
Ew, no.
And it's a baby, but it's bigger than a baby. It's like,
why does she have this doll?
I think she had it her whole life. It's like an antique or something, or like her mom had it. It was somewhere in the family. And she could see it from like the crack of the door. She's like, it's making me feel sick. Like I can't. And I was like, shut my grandmother's door. I'm like, go ahead. I'm gonna stand in front of it. Like, don't worry about it. I also did hate it. It was one of the ones where like the eyes like close and open.
Oh, for sure.
I wish I had a picture of it.
No, I'm okay.
It's disgusting.
Dolls freak me out.
Yeah, it was especially freaky. And then we like talked about it in the morning. I'm like, it also freaks me out. Like, and she was like, yeah, honestly, I'm just like scared of dolls. And I'm like, for sure. But also there's a demon in my house. Like, I was like,
also it's probably was about to attack you.
Yeah, it like probably was haunted. You know?
Yeah, that's horrible.
So shout out Kelsey.
Kelsey, we're sorry you had to experience that.
I wonder if she remembers.
Probably haunts her nightmares. It would mine.
That is the worst. Actually, no. My least favorite story that you've ever told about in this house is seeing the head.
Yeah, it was so weird.
That is actually it gave me chills on my legs right now. Thinking about it.
It's something that like doesn't feel like real, you know?
Like it didn't really happen.
Yeah. But like I remember how scared I was like when it happened.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, what the fuck? And now I'm like, it's because I have to live in this house and I'm like, block out. Blank. Okay, so this episode is Roasty and Ghosty. Roasted and ghosted.
And we're roasting and ghosting ghost tropes. We did, I think, episode like 1, 2, or 3 was
one of them.
Yeah, one of them was like horror movie tropes. I think it's 2 because it's Final Girl
yeah.
and she did.
Yeah.
And that's there's gonna be some overlap. So if that upsets you, sorry in advance.
Yeah, some of these are like ghosts, and some of them are like how horror movies depict ghosts.
Yeah.
So
let's get into the first one.
Okay. The first one that we wrote down is sleep paralysis demon. That's a classic. Classic.
Of course, Tony's very familiar with the fucking sleep paralysis demon.
Except he's always awake.
He's always awake and aware and can remember everything.
But it's sleep paralysis for sure.
For sure.
So the sleep paralysis demon comes in a couple common forms. I feel like the dog is one.
Right. And I've mentioned before that I have had sleep paralysis once, and it wasn't a dog, but when I was young, my nightmares almost were always a recurring of this like black dog.
Ew. Okay.
I have said that.
Wild. I didn't know.
It's been so many episodes.
For sure. So that is one classic. Honestly, like, I don't want to like put it out into the world to like have payback, but I don't feel like I'd be like super afraid of a black dog.
Oh no, ma'am. It's not like it's just chilling. It's like wolf black dog.
And it like comes up on you?
No, it's
growls?
like it's visibly stalking you like prey. It's like going all slow like that at you.
Okay, I do hate that. But compared to the other one that's really classic, which is the Hat Man, like shadow people, I 100% would rather like a dog, I think.
So
again, I don't want sleep paralysis, putting that out into the world. No, thank you.
You gotta tell your brain that.
No, oh my God. Can I tell you when I first like learned about sleep paralysis and would listen to people talk about it, and then
not with your OCD.
Girl, do you know how hard I had to think in my brain to not think about sleep paralysis?
Really?
I can't even remember what
a dark time.
What my like phrase was to try and get that fear out, because that's how OCD works sometimes.
Yeah.
But like I spent hours being like, and we're not gonna have sleep paralysis because that doesn't happen to everyone. And blah blah blah.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I remember when you were like that.
Girl, and like let me say 90% of it was inside my head. So think about that, how much of it came out.
Of course. When you like, and not to explain OCD to somebody who has OCD, but like to say it to the pod, it's like it's obsessive compulsive. It's not like I have to tap on the door 3 times. That's not always it.
For sure.
Like a lot of it is contamination, like which I actually do have that. I think I mentioned that before in the pod. I'm always nervous that there's blood on everything in my fridge, which doesn't make sense because we don't really eat meat. But that's not how the brain works. But you mentioned the Hat Man.
Yes.
And you told me to remember my stories.
Yes, please tell me.
I've seen the Hat Man.
That's disgusting. I've never heard this
and
story.
I wasn't asleep.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So this was not the sleep paralysis demon.
No, and my family was around.
Okay, what?
Yeah. So, and it was broad daylight. So I was
what?
So we were in the living room of my demon home.
Okay.
And Yeah, we were in the living room of my demon home, and it was broad daylight, and I was on the you know when you're a little kid on the floor watching TV.
Always.
I was like kneeling on the floor watching TV, and like my family was on the couch, and like they pulled chairs up so everybody could fit, and they were all talking, whatever.
Yeah.
I turned to my right where the glass sliding door was, and I swear I saw the outline or shadow of a man with that fucking hat on and like a long trench coat. But it was just like it was like gray black. It wasn't like I could see the buttons or anything.
Yeah.
Like walked very quickly past the window.
Ew.
And I, while still looking at the window, went, "Mom," and like tapped her behind me. And she was like, "What?" And then I was like, "I think somebody just walked past the window." Everybody stood up because it was not 100% uncommon for people to like randomly walk through our yard for some reason.
Yeah.
Which if you saw my yard, you'd be like, "What the fuck? How does that even happen?" So they all stood up, went out there. My uncle like circled the house, and he was like, "What did it look like?" And I was like, "He looked like a man who was this tall, and he had this hat on, and he was wearing a coat, and he just like walked past real fast on the deck, like he wasn't even in the lawn, like on the deck." And then they were all like looking at each other, like, "Okay, well we didn't see him, but thank you for telling us. Every time you see that, you have to tell us." And
Ew, I just got chills.
yeah,
Me with PJ or Skylar, I'm like, okay, well, like, just let me know.
Yeah,
Let me know
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're feeling weird.
yeah. So then I mean, I didn't, and obviously I didn't have the words for it then. I was like 6 or 7, maybe.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, and I see that figure, I always think back to that memory of whenever I saw that thing.
That's so nasty. Maybe your demon was like, I feel a little fancy today.
It felt
throw on a
separate.
hat. Ew. You must have been on like a vortex or something.
I told you about how when we went, I was like digging in the backyard that one day as a little kid, and we
Yeah.
found those horseshoes.
Yeah.
6 of them.
Jebediah and his clan.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I hate that for you.
Mm.
And I hate that it wasn't even sleep paralysis. So, sleep paralysis demon, roasted, ghosted.
I'm gonna ghost it.
I can't remember which one's good. Good or
Ghosting,
bad?
because roasting is like, I'm not gonna roast the shit out of your sleep paralysis demon. I know it's real.
For sure.
But,
and
like,
also like very scary. If we're going like
of
scare
course.
factor, ghost
Horrifying.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, what's the next one?
The next one is a residual haunting.
Meaning?
That means like the ghost is basically like a timestamp of their life. So it could be like the moment they died, they're just reliving it over and over. It could be literally
Roast,
like
hate it.
yeah. I hate it for me when I die. Like, what if you? I would always joke at when I worked at Hyatt because it had like the huge atrium. I'd always joke that I would like jump off the top floor because I was like stressed or something, which isn't a great joke. But
Kelly's Hyatt, you're not selling it, girl. It was haunted as fuck.
Yeah, it was. But and we can get into it next time because I would love to tell you stories from it.
I would love
really
to hear
disgusting. But so I always joke that I would like, oh, I'm just gonna go up to the top floor and jump off, I guess. But and then I'd come back and be like, actually, no, I won't, because if residual haunting's a thing, I do not want to be stuck here for eternity.
Literally, that's how. Whenever I think the last episode we said like that little girl was like really tortured there, and her spirit stuck there. That's fucked up.
Well, yeah, and like it doesn't even have to be like where you died or when you died. Like it could be. Well, because so that wasn't a residual haunting because she like interacts and stuff. So residual is like, it almost allows the thought of like maybe different dimensions or something, like where you're seeing someone just living their life at that moment kind of thing. So it's like people walking through walls because the house used to have a door there kind of thing.
Oh my God, I have another story. Sorry, do you want me to not?
Please.
I was just thinking about how you're like, it's getting into different dimensions. Yeah. Do you remember I told you I have that one fucking white tank top that every single time I wear it to sleep, I have a...
Oh.
No. Whoa. What? What about my boobs?
I think we were talking about how like I tried sleeping in tank tops with my boobs just like are out.
It may as well not even be on.
I might as well be naked, which is more comfortable anyway.
This white tank top is like it's a fucking $6 little clearance white tank top from Old Navy. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know why.
You always have nightmares.
Like astral projection level fucking nightmares.
Yeah.
I had one again recently.
Tell me about it.
I literally put it on and I was like, I'm not even gonna say out loud. You know what's fucked up
But
is
you
like
thought about it.
no.
Oh, okay.
I was like very like I just put it on, very casual.
This is a normal shirt.
Yeah,
Everything's
nobody
normal.
even like it wasn't like nobody made a comment about anything. Like it wasn't in my head.
Yeah.
Went to sleep. You know what's fucked up is like it's one of the most comfortable shirts I've ever slept in. It's fucked up.
It's the price you pay.
Yeah, I always wake up in it, soaked in sweat, like literally like
no.
freaked out. And yeah, I don't know why. And it's astral projection level fucking dream. Sorry, I'm like tapping on the table.
That's okay.
Like I told you about that one dream where I basically like was living in a different like things went differently for me, and like when I woke up and went back to sleep and he was like, "Where'd you go?"
Yeah.
And then in the dream, Robin was like calling me and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to come pick you up cuz I have all these coupons to go here." And then I looked at my Snapchat and she sent me a snap of her having coupons.
Yeah. So did something happen? Like what was the dream of this time?
This time, oh my god. I have to
Think about it.
Yeah, I have to remember it cuz it oh my god. I remember it was so bad. I woke up and I saw Mariel was already like awake, and I looked over at Mariel. I immediately started crying, like hard crying, because the dream was that we were at like a resort or something, and I think it was a work trip for Mariel, and everybody that they worked with was there. And I found out like while I was on this trip, and we had like no cell phone signal, like it was like a thing that they had been cheating on me, and it was like everybody at work knew about it, and then they were all like girl, get the hint. Like
Oh.
it was so no. It was like time passed the same amount of time. I woke up to go to the bathroom and fell back asleep into it. I was like, surely it'll be over. I woke up, went to the bathroom for fucking like 10 minutes, drank some water, laid down, like, oh, thank God it's over. Got worse. Like went right back
Walked
to it.
in on them.
I fell asleep again, and in the dream I came back and I was in the hotel room like upset, like in the bathroom.
Oh no.
And Mariel was being so fucking mean to me in the dream. Like I was like, so how long has this been happening? Like what the fuck is going on? Like why would you take me here? And then she's also here. Like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And they were like, you look so stupid right now.
The fear.
And like you look really, this is embarrassing for you. And I don't know what you think I am to you. Like I don't have to listen to anything you say.
Oh my God.
It was so like my heart's racing thinking about it. It was very like the cadence of their voice, and like I literally went somewhere else in which that shit happened to me.
Yeah.
Nothing was unreal. The drive to the resort, like it was wild. So I'm like, damn, thank God I'm not stuck over there.
That's the darkest timeline.
That was a horror. Oh no, the darkest one was whenever they tried to kill me. Remember I told you?
No.
Yeah, that was another. I had a dream
What's wrong with my memory?
in that tank top where I was like,
Are you wearing the tank top in the dream?
No.
That'd be crazy.
No, I'm not.
No matter where you go, you're at like a dinner party
in that little white tank top. Jesus. But yeah, no, I had the one I'm talking about. I had a different one where they were having a manic episode, and I was like trying to talk them down.
Oh, I do remember
yeah,
that.
and then I like was like, okay, well, if you're gonna be, it was like a week had passed in the dream, and I was like, if you're gonna be all right, like I'm supposed to go meet my friend for drinks and whatever, and they showed up there and they were like, like ready to kill me.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Those are the only two ones I've ever had of Maria, and the rest of them are like different every time.
Why don't you throw the tank top out?
We did. This was the last time. I was like, I'm throwing this shit out. I was inconsolable for like an hour after I woke up.
I want you to actually like try it one more time just to see.
I can try it tonight.
Okay, put it on tonight for real.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Okay, so
sorry.
residual ghosts. I'm gonna roast it. Roast, hard roast. Dark roast. It's horrible for them. It's horrible for me. I don't want to die and be residual, living a boring moment over and over again. I want to interact. I want to be spooky.
Same.
Okay. Lady in White and our Red.
Love Lady in Red. Hate the Lady in White. It's just so overdone.
Weepy. She's so sad.
Her dead child, her dead partner. She threw herself off a bridge, off the top of a building.
I'm mad that they're like throwing themselves off of things for men. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Like, oh, he didn't show up to the wedding. He ran away with some girl. Like we were talking before, push him off. Push him off the railing. I need it to be a man in white.
and it never is. And then and we'll get to it later in the list, so let me not. But I was just thinking about like the lady in white like evokes this sense of like she's in mourning, like
She was innocent. And she
Yeah.
had this horrible thing.
give me a lady in black. Love her.
Ooh, I don't love her because she will haunt me till I die.
Yeah, that's why I like her, because she's like she's got personality and she's
For
different.
sure. She's built different.
She is.
She's
her
mourning.
versus Lady in White.
She's exacting revenge.
That's why I like her.
I like the lady in red because it's always promiscuous.
Yeah, it
They,
can
like,
lean
give
that way.
But
I
she
feel like
also
she's like
feels witchy.
yes, or like you can't. What is that? She like escapes your grasp every time.
Yeah.
Like she's there and she's not.
Yeah.
Like it's like and they're said to be a lady in red who wanders the
Ooh.
graveyard.
Exactly. Why is she always wandering the graveyard?
Or like a empty theater.
Who showed up to the funeral like, this is my revenge dress?
Live for her. Yeah, Lady in White, she's tired. She's literally
She is.
tired.
She's everywhere as well. So, Lady in Red, stan. Lady in White, ban.
Yeah, roast her.
Roasted.
I like the Lady in Black as well.
Lady in Black,
I have fear of her.
I respect her out of fear.
Yeah. I revere her.
Okay, Indian Burial Ground.
Jesus, Mary Martha.
This is, I feel like, predominantly in movies, but I also
disagree.
feel like people, like, agree with it, you know? And I don't know if it's because, like, the movies, like, they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
When I was doing research for the fucking Bartonville Asylum, there were people in the comments like, there might be an Indian burial. I'm like, guys, get the fuck, they did not. First of all, stop saying Indian.
Right.
Secondly, the Native Americans or First Nations people, they were not fucking burying their dead just like where they died. Like it's not like why is all of the Americas a fucking Indian burial ground?
Right, and especially since like
Jesus.
I don't know, people be dying all the time. Like this is all just a burial ground. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's bodies buried everywhere.
If it was, those Native American spirits would be harming you. So it's not, because
like,
you'd be dead.
For sure. And it's just, we've talked about it. It's very racist.
So
it's
racist.
Very much like, not my culture, not my religion.
These
so
mythical
obvious.
People.
Yeah. Like.
It's not witchcraft that they're doing.
No.
It's just not Christianity.
Right. It's just not white skin.
Right.
And you're like, ooh, there's something spooky about it.
In fact, I feel like, why are we feeling worse on a Native American burial? Well, I know why white people feel worse on a Native American burial ground.
Oh, at least they feel bad at some point.
Oh my God. Hundreds of years too late.
Literally. And it's just like, I don't know, if you knock down a bunch of headstones and build a house on it, like, you might be haunted. Like, and I'm sure that's happened a million times. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So, like, just because there's bones in the ground and, like, your building is next to it, doesn't mean it's Native American. Doesn't mean, you know what I mean? And, like, there's no reason that the haunting, it just doesn't make sense.
And then it doesn't make sense. And it's, like, just a cop-out. Like, if there's scary shit happening, you can be like, well.
Right.
We're on a Native American burial ground.
Did you see a Native American ghost? Did you see a couple? Like, did you see things happening that would prove it other than, like, the fact that there's a ghost? You know what I mean?
Like, no, you saw an apparition who looked like a white man with fucking coattails. And you're like, we're on a Native American burial ground. Like,
It's gotta be.
It doesn't check out. Like,
no.
Roast, hard roast. Get rid of it. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
And
movies, I don't want to see it anymore. When I see it in movies now, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I know. I'm like, all this for that.
Yeah. We hate it. Over. We're going to go Victorian children with a little subsects. So, Victorian children in general, I feel like any child ghost is in Victorian clothing.
You're telling me there's no modern ghosts?
Honestly, I don't think people, like, do see modern ghosts.
Modern Ghost is an incredible band name. In the movies, it's like, a little girl, they start her out early. If you're a little girl, you're in a white gown.
Always.
What?
The innocence.
It's not doing what you guys think it's doing.
It's girl in white. It's the same thing.
It's just, yeah, it's
lady in white, but baby.
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 Oppositely, I feel like the little boy ghosts are like, oh, his life was cut short. He's trapped here in his toy room.
Yeah.
Or like
he's haunting all the toys, and the little girl, First of all, we love the little girl ghost. Best ghost trope because she's the scariest thing.
Yeah, her and like a shadow person.
Yeah.
They're
And
like neck and neck.
well, they're the same. That's the like little girl ghosts are demons.
Fronts for the demon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
I mean, I like it. I'm ghosting her because
yeah.
I know that people are like tired, like they think it's tired. Ma'am, if
No.
you saw a little girl ghost,
Absolutely not. It's the most scary.
I mean, and I've seen little kid ghosts.
Yeah. And
Well,
I bet
they're
the
not
little girl was
ghosts.
worse.
They're not little ghosts.
I know.
I said this detail out loud in front of Mariel the other day, and they were like, "You've never said that, and don't ever say that again." And made me cry. That I remember we were talking about the faceless children, and the part in the pod comes up where I'm like, their hands look like doll hands, but like
Yeah.
the fingerless doll hands.
Yeah.
But and Mariel was like, "Oh, they were like doll sized," and I was like, "No, they were honestly too big to be children."
Ew. I don't like
They were
you
like-
recalling. I don't like this this previous experience regression where like you keep getting details. I hate it. Keep them to yourself.
Okay, I will.
No. You have to tell us, but
Isn't it
like I hate it.
disgusting?
So yeah, little girl ghost roast or ghost. We love the little girl. The little boy, honestly,
Whatever.
he's like usually just running down a hallway.
Yeah,
Like he doesn't scare me.
That's exactly what it is. It's like a little boy like running down the hallway or like peering at you. Like he's
Yeah.
supposed to be like a member of the home or like
Yeah.
the land. Like
He's
the little
never,
girl
like,
goes, she can be in your car.
The little girl ghost is crawling on your ceiling while you sleep.
Yes.
And like good for her.
Good, incredible. Like that's gonna get me almost every time.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Forever and always. Okay, so for the movie, more like we were the ghost all along.
Oh, we were the ghosts all along. Like Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis is a ghost. That one with Nicole Kidman were like
The others.
the
I think.
others. Yeah, people stan the others.
It was honestly a good. I liked it
Mm-hmm.
when I watched it. I didn't know it was a scary movie. Like I don't know in what context I started watching it. And then it was like happening, and I was like, "Oh, this is spooky." And then the twist got me. I think it's good. I think at some point you figure it out, and you're like, "Oh, cool." Like we were dead all the time. Like they were dead the whole time. Like for like Lost or shit like that. Like that's just lazy writing, honestly. Like
Have to agree.
if we're back to ghost stories and or ghost movies or stuff like that, like that feels like you
Cop out.
yeah, you went down a really complicated, really creative path, and you're like,
Shit.
I actually don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
You're like, guess what? They were dead the whole time.
I feel like, and now, but the thing is, like, if you have to do it like that because there's no way to do it intentionally. Like, I think that's why people liked the others. That's right. I think that's why people liked the others because you couldn't tell that was what was about to happen.
I think that's why it was so good. Like it got me.
But when it's intentional, like people are like, it's gonna be like I can see the writer being like, and then they were dead the whole time.
Right, that was actually the only idea they had. They were like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the bulk of the movie is, but I know they were dead the whole time.
And I like that.
Yeah.
Like, don't write a whole thing and then at the end be like, I think they'll just be dead.
Exactly.
Because like a dream. Like when people are like,
Yeah.
oh, it was all a dream.
Yeah,
It's
and you're
very
like,
that.
go fuck yourself. No, it wasn't. I didn't just invest an hour and a half of my life for you to
Mhm.
say they were dead the whole time because you couldn't think. Lost, that's like months of investment.
Is that the whole plot at the end?
Yeah, they were dead from the plane crash.
How do you figure that out?
They are all in heaven. I think
That's their heaven.
yeah. They all show up at like this heavenly building at the very end is the last part. And like spoilers alert, but also if you haven't seen Lost, it's been out for like 20 years.
No, fuck you. Don't even watch it.
Honestly, the first season was a great, like, it was like, wow, this is so cool. This has never been
Like, what are
done
they gonna
before.
do?
And then it got weird and crazy and wild. And then you could tell it
Aren't
got
there like
away from
animals
them.
on there?
On the plane?
No,
Well, they
on
crash land in the jungle.
I thought they were just like on an island.
Yeah. But it's like a jungly
Is it-
island.
I felt like I never watched it, but I knew that people were upset with whatever season it was. Were there not like aliens?
There are aliens. There's like time jumps. There's like, we're back in the real life, but actually we're not. Like, I'm telling you, it got so away. It got where like the government was doing something or like people on the island were controlling it.
So how is that heaven?
Every wild thing. It was like purgatory. They were in purgatory, and then finally at the very end, they all got to heaven.
Brother, this guy stinks. That's how I feel.
No, honestly, like the first season was so good. Like I feel like someone wrote the first season as like a film project, you know? Like a student was like, this is really cool. And
it's
going
to
to
be 3 seasons.
Yeah. And then the money machine happened, and anything, like you roll 3 dice with random topics. It happened on Lost.
Damn, I hate that.
Me too, because like I'm telling you that first season, like Lost was such an iconic and like
pivotal
moment, and like the first season deserved that.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. It was a different kind of show.
I think we had to watch the first episode of Lost in the film class.
Yeah, we did. And that's how I got addicted to it.
Oh, that's how I got addicted to True Detective with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my God, yes.
That's literally I watched that first episode, and then I
forgot that you took that class.
Yeah, I don't know how.
You do know how.
I don't know how you forgot. No,
they can't take it back. What are they gonna take back? They gonna take my degree?
They can come kill you for it. But
we were sharing notes. We were comparing.
Oh yeah, we're being so studious. But yeah, we were required to watch that first episode, and then I literally like 2 weeks after that was flying to Australia. Watched the whole season on the plane because it's a stupid long flight to Australia. And I last year or maybe 2 years ago showed Mariel the first season and like watched it again. I'm like, holy shit! Like
it's so good.
And then none of the seasons after that compare.
No, yeah.
And I won't I tried to watch the first one or the second season, couldn't get into it. And like the first season, like, damn.
Sometimes shows are meant to be a season, and like I don't like it because I like more of good things. But like if you can't make it good, just scrap it. Just be like, and that was really cool that we got to share that art with you.
Wasn't it so beautiful?
So anyway, back to We Were Dead the Whole Time. If you can do it right, like The Sixth Sense was a mom as well. Like,
I'm roasting it.
Oh my God. No, I like it.
I ghost it, but I'm roasting it.
I'll roast the fuck out of Lost. Go screw yourselves. You don't deserve any of the money you got. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about loved ones being ghosts? Okay. Like, let's step back.
I was like,
for a second.
whoa.
Let me rephrase it. Your grandparents. I don't have any grandparents, so like they're all dead. I know you still have a grandma.
I have one.
they're dwindling.
I'm down bad.
So like the idea, like my father is passed. So the idea of having like a loved one visit you, very nice, very sweet. But then like sometimes,
right. So yeah. So okay, I see where you're going with that.
Like, what if you're making out or like
he sees you when you're sleeping? He knows when you're awake.
Correct. Like, what happens if Meemaw comes to visit you and you're like going to town? I think that's
whoa. Not their mom listens to this podcast. I don't know what that is. I'm a virgin. Anyway, I see where you're going with that.
It's freaked me out more than once.
Of course, Santa used to freak me out in that way because he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're. Why the fuck is he omnipotent? He's one of God's minions. This is crazy. So my grandpa definitely visited my mom.
Yeah.
I know my mom, she probably knows. She knows. She was his favorite kid for sure. Like, he has a different love for all of his kids, but I think she was his favorite. And it's like she was in her room and she heard like tapping, and then she was like trying to calm herself down or something, and she was like, Dad? And then she heard more tapping. So like that was a nice little closure because he died very suddenly. So like I think that was nice closure, or just like a nice little moment of like one last little thing.
Yeah.
Especially like visiting in a dream. And I told you about the fireflies. I've mentioned the fireflies, but there's fireflies in my room way late into the like late October. Like there shouldn't have been. How do I feel about loved one ghosts? Generally, if you like it, I love it. Like if you're like, I don't want Meemaw around me when she's a ghost, then I'm like, go away, Meemaw. But if you're like, I love that my mom's near me, great. Like, I think it depends on who your dead relative is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your dad being around all the time? If like
I don't think he's around all the time,
but like the concept.
He's definitely visited me before. I think visits are great, and I think he chooses the right moments, which is usually while I'm sleeping. I think one of the scariest things that could potentially happen
Mm.
is like a demon
Confirmation.
or evil person like pretending to be a loved one.
Okay, so you think like you're cognizant and like honestly probably hyper or you're thinking about it too much, in which you're like
Classic.
no, but like you can't get past like the idea of like something could slip in while the door is open. But I
Yeah.
guess I don't think, in my opinion, I don't feel like there's a door open.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how it works.
Right, me neither.
So I think like actively looking or asking for signs or something like that. I feel like that kind of opens like a doorway. You're opening yourself up to like be
Oh, for sure.
you know.
She'd be like, show me a sign.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, do it again, and the demon's
Mhm.
like, perfect, you're mine now. But I think no, yeah, I think loved ones like coming back, being a little spooky sometimes, or not spooky, but like, anything that's out of this world could be spooky.
Yeah, I think it's just like an unknown, like, I
Yeah.
can't control what would happen, so
Yeah.
let me not even dabble. That's
I
how I feel about Ouija boards.
for sure.
I can't control. I don't even want to know. Because that, for real, you're opening up a door and you're hoping something okay comes out.
Right, and then like it's such a vague rule of like you have to say goodbye. Like, is that really stopping things?
Mhm.
Have I really closed it? I don't feel like
Jury's
I know.
out.
Yeah. So I feel like we love a loved one. We can ghost that.
I love a loved one. I don't love it if you don't love it though. Like if you're like I feel like weird about it. I'm like okay, tell them not to be around you.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Sheet ghosts. How do we feel about a sheet
I'm
ghost?
obsessed with a sheet ghost.
We
Fucking love a sheet ghost.
Live my life as a sheet ghost.
Yeah, literally have a portrait Kelly made me of us as sheet ghosts in my living room.
I love that.
Like we're like, are we getting each other anniversary gifts of being sheet ghosts?
I am getting you an anniversary.
I'm getting
gift.
you one as well.
It has nothing to do with our podcast, and it is
Oh.
100% based on
Me.
you.
Okay.
And my love for you.
I
And
am getting you something based on the podcast.
Please. But yeah, I love a sheet ghost. I have one.
Where's your engagement ring?
It's in my room.
Oh. I was like, is it lost?
No, don't worry. I never lose that bad boy
Again. Not a second time.
Learn a lesson you only learn once.
Well, that's
Hopefully. Matt's like, please don't laugh at that. It was
expensive and very traumatizing for everybody.
literally. I cried for so long.
I
and so hard.
know.
We drove all the way back downtown.
There's nothing.
And I was just crying the whole time.
I would have also driven back. I would have been like sobbing and like felt really bad.
Yeah, all of that for sure.
But what can you do?
Nothing. I
Literally not shit. Like
literally, I have proved nothing.
No.
You can't do anything. Sheet ghosts, love it. I love when scary movies use sheet ghosts for fear inducing. I love it. It gets me every time. I want it always when
the sheet like hits something.
Yeah, so
Me too.
when you say that, I always think of The Conjuring where like the sheet flies off the line and like hits a ghost and then drops. Horrifying. The second most horrifying thing is I think Paranormal Activity 3 where like the girl's in the kitchen and you can see like the little kid walk up in a sheet and then you see it drop. Oh my I get chills because she was thinking about that.
Me too. Because like they set it up for you, so like she was doing it early in the movie. She like bonks into the thing, or whatever. Like she's like laughing or whatever. And then so
chills right now.
And it's not even like they don't set it up to be a scary scene from what I remember. It's like she's just like in the kitchen, and
she's
then
like
sister's like, and you're like, oh, there's you don't think about it, and then the sheet drops.
Oh my God.
That scene though from The Conjuring, I will say, is like one of the most iconic new classic horror movie scenes of the sheet when she's hanging up on the laundry line and it whips off and hits something that you didn't know was there, and you can see the face and like the body, not really the face, but like the outline of the face and body. And then
what else is it in?
I know I've seen it before. It's like a thing. Or like you see something like behind the sheet. Like it gets me every time.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. I fucking love sheet ghosts done well. I love it. I love it.
I like sheet ghosts done poorly. Beetlejuice. Love that shit.
I love Chico's costumes.
Mhm.
I love all the Chico's pictures that come out around
Mhm.
Halloween. Like, I fucking love it. I love that it's our mascot. I love that it's us.
Girl, have you been to Joanne?
Ghost,
The Halloween
ghost,
section?
ghost. Yes, I have.
Someone somewhere owes us a check.
I agree.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
All the fucking
And Michael's.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
all pink and purple.
and
I was gonna buy a lot today.
Me too. I was like, at Joanne, some of this they have stuff that's like Big Witch energy.
yes.
It's so
I was
fucking
literally
cute.
going to buy that
Mhm.
mug. Big Witch energy, love it.
That is so crazy. I literally had the mug in my hand. I was like, but Kelly and I don't need any more mugs.
I was
and I
going
set it down.
to buy. I was with my mom. I was like, it's only $6.
And then there's another
That's
one
a
that
great
says
price for a
Hot
mug.
Ghoul Halloween. And
oh,
it's like
what?
Yeah, and it's a ghost
Why didn't you should have gotten that one? I didn't see that one. I would have bought that.
Hot Ghoul Halloween. Or like it's like yeah.
Hot Ghoul Halloween. Go back and get that right now.
I don't
That's it. The podcast's over.
need
We have
any
to go.
more fucking
Joanne's
mugs,
is about to close.
bro.
I don't care.
No,
I'm getting more mugs.
I'm not getting more mugs.
We're getting more mugs.
The Big Witch energy, I literally had it in my hand, and I was like, we don't need any more mugs. I sat down.
Oh, I'm
I literally,
so mad.
because I was like, but Kelly also has way too many mugs.
No, always get me mugs. They gotta look cool though.
Yeah.
Or
I would never get you an ugly
say
mug.
Hot Ghoul Halloween. I'm so mad. Please go
It
get
says
that.
like, yeah, it's like something about ghouls just want to have fun, and like it's like,
Oh, that's
and
different.
that is different, and it's like got the cute chic ghost on the side.
Get it for me. What the hell?
Okay, I will.
You don't have to, but I'm going back and getting it tomorrow.
Yeah. I hope they have. It was like there's only one left at the Joanne by my house.
The Joann's over here was pretty stocked, but Michael's is like putting out their preliminary stuff. It's all pink and purple and like skeletons.
Yeah, I
and I was
know.
like, this is my vibe.
Everything's pink and purple and black. I'm like, somebody somewhere owes me a fucking check. There's socks that have they're pink socks with little cute ghosts all over them. I'm like, hello?
We're the very first people
to ever
put on a Chico's and slap it on a pink background.
ever.
TM. Okay, so we love Chico's, obviously. What?
There's like another thing that they have that I was like, I have to get this.
Tell me.
I
Halloween decorations,
Yeah.
just like putting it on the list of
There,
things
did
we
you see
love.
the huge chic ghost lantern that they
Yes,
have?
I did. My
It's
mom
like
pointed it out.
$150.
She was like, if you buy that, someone's going to steal it from you.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd
It's have to be in the house. Like I would never leave that outside my house.
I'm sleeping with it in bed.
Mariel took pictures of me holding it like it was my son. Like I'm like looking at it lovingly.
I love it. Yeah, so we're going to Joann's tomorrow, Matt. Okay. So here are some. Oh, there's a cat. Here are some like little ones that we're all gonna lump together. They're like the little ghost moments.
Mhm.
So like your hair being pulled,
Love that.
you're hearing
Paranormal
whispers.
activity.
Her hair got yanked.
Yanked.
She got fucking ripped.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Paranormal activity is scary. Fuck you guys. The first one,
Fuck you guys.
Fuck
all
you
of
guys.
you.
yeah, because I know a lot of you have a shit to say about paranormal activity. I don't give a shit. It's a new classic. You cannot tell me what Paranormal Activity, the first one, did for the horror cinematic universe.
Yeah.
It changed the game.
It did.
Like people, I mean, even the way that they marketed, I'm very passionate about this. Even the way that they marketed it,
The marketing was great.
that was different. No one had done that before, where they show you reactions of people watching it. And I remember watching reactions of people watching and being like, I don't know if I can fucking handle this.
Literally.
So everyone in the theater, when I went to go watch it the first time, we were out screaming. We were screaming.
Yeah.
It was scary. The fucking cloven hooves in the flower.
Yeah.
Bitch, that's ingrained in my memory.
I agree. No,
She gets dragged down the hallway.
Getting chills.
Bitch.
I got chills.
Yes.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And so Paranormal Activity 3, when she like is part of the cult and she has to like marry Toby.
Yeah.
She like when she gets her hair fucking yanked and she's like hovering above the ground, that's
Yeah.
also burned in my fucking memory.
Mhm.
They have come out the Paranormal Activity series, not 4 or 5 and whatever the fuck is out now.
Yeah.
But 1, 2, and 3, I will say,
Yeah.
changed the game. They've produced some of the most insane like scenes
Mm-hmm.
that are burned into my memory.
I agree. I think 1, 2, and 3 was great. I think they're on like 7 now,
Yeah.
and I
So
won't be watching
It's
it.
like Saw now. So like
yeah.
that's too far.
Yes.
But Paranormal Activity, I think, was a lot of people's first introduction to being scared and liking it.
Mm-hmm. Right, because all of the marketing was like a collective human experience, you know? It
Yeah.
wasn't just like, this movie's scary. It's like, look how everyone's pooping their pants.
Yeah, literally look how people are crying, screaming, shitting, sliding down the wall. And they were, like, it was scary.
It was really scary. So that, we've got whispering in Latin is what we wrote down.
Oh, yeah, the, like, oh, she's speaking in tongues.
Sure.
Ghost. It works.
I agree. Seeing something out of the corner of your eyes. I think that's a classic. I think when it happens to me, it's like,
That's a real life thing.
oh, for
That's
sure.
not a movie trope.
And sometimes, well, not all of these are. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like whispering in Latin, but like, I don't know, feeling like your hair has been pulled or like a tap. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever felt that?
I've never had the hair pull.
Okay.
I've never had. No. I've never been touched, I don't think. Not that I can remember. Maybe I'm blacking it out.
No,
But
that's great.
yeah, but I
Happy.
definitely hear them and see them. So it's like I don't get touched, but I can hear and see.
That's so nasty. And there's that thing where like the blackness or whatever, like there. But I feel like everyone has seen something out of the corner of their eyes. No?
Of course. And I think it just like depends on the not everybody's gonna be like, oh, I just saw like something happen out of the corner.
Right.
Sometimes be like, oh, it was a fuzzy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is.
For sure.
But seeing like right now and in the Farwell apartment when I was seeing the cat, it also doesn't help that my cat actually has short little legs. So she's really low to the ground.
Yeah.
So like if something's out of the corner of my eye, I always just assume it's her because she's so low that she's out of my field of vision a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And it's been happening more often. And this is what happens around literally I've said this before. When August starts, like shit starts to get weird. And
yeah, that's why I think it's not your apartments. I think it's you.
I think
around like Halloween
So,
time, you get sensitive, or you become a beacon.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I've never felt like something followed me, but I think that things know that I can hear and see them.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah. I agree. But I'm saying ghost for the corner of your eye. Okay, I have never had this happen. I think I would simply kill myself. But the light. Yeah.
It works. Sorry, y'all. It's cheap and it works.
I fucking love it. The one where it's like in the dark you can see it, and in the light you can't, and in the dark you can.
Very lights out.
I remember immediately lights out.
Yeah.
I remember there used to be like TikToks or before that Vines of people like, what happens when I turn off the lights to go upstairs? And then like literal people will like run after them in their like dark clothing. And I'm like, that, but for real?
Yeah.
That's so disgusting.
That's where like, I mean, there has to be a reason why we all run up the stairs. Not all of us. And that's not, oh my God. Have you ever met somebody who doesn't run up their stairs? Ew.
Of course. What would you have expected?
But a white man. I literally, I mean, especially in the demon house.
Oh, really? Panic in your heart?
Ew, can't relate.
He's like, you will not cause me to run.
It's like just like right breathing on your neck.
And you're like, we're both walking up these stairs.
I'm okay. I'm showing dominance.
I'm the strong one here. It's like piggybacking you.
Yeah. Mush. You're like, yes, sir.
As long as you know I'm the dominant one.
Whatever.
From A to B.
Is there a landing on the stairs you're talking about? Like, is it stairs, landing, and then stairs? It's straight shot? You're fucking crazy. Because
slow walk. Like, this is fine.
Well, I feel like it's actually, this is interesting. Hot take. I think I'm running depending on what the stairs look like. Because if it's like, okay, carpeted stairs, not in the basement, to get from first floor to second floor, and there's a landing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't need to run.
Okay.
I can walk up and shut. If it's a straight shot from the basement to the first floor, sprinting like I'm Usain Bolt.
So my problem is I'm not a strong runner. I hate the feeling of being chased. And the second my body starts a forward momentum faster than a walk, I'm being chased.
Yeah.
And so
I do know this about you. Because, like, if I have definitely run up the stairs behind you at,
Oh
like,
my
your apartment, and you're like,
I was turn back.
yeah, what are you doing?
I gotta make sure you're not like you didn't turn into someone who's trying to grab me.
Oh, that's another trope where it's like,
What?
yeah, it's like you're walking up the stairs and like you turn like there's nothing, and then you walk up and you hear the
Oh yeah. That's
ew, it got him. Oh my
He was
god,
like, don't do that.
that's in Annabelle Creation when
Oh,
she walks to
yeah.
the well and you hear the running. That okay,
Yeah.
that's one of my top tropes.
Annabelle Creation is probably one of my favorite scary movies.
Yeah, that's in my top 5. You showed that one to me, and that's in my top 5.
Yeah.
I say that's like number 5.
That is the first movie I've ever seen with Matt where he was scared. He was so mean to me on the drive home because, and like
You
I was
bastard.
like, what the heck is happening? And he was like, I'm really sorry, but I'm so fucking scared right now.
That's like watching any scary movie with Mariel, and then afterwards, I'm like, why the fuck do you have an attitude with me right now? It's like, and they're like, I'm seeing things out of the corner of my eye, and the cat is meowing, and the curtains moved.
They're like, I'm fighting for my life right now. You have the audacity to ask for a glass of water?
I have to go in the kitchen that is well lit by myself. How fucking dare you?
No,
I will say, I don't run up the stairs from the basement of like our apartment to upstairs. I don't run up those.
I honestly kind of, like I said, I kind of know what Matt's talking about. Not about asserting dominance, but it is that feeling of like, if I start running, it's going to start chasing. And I remember in my house, so the stairs were open, like growing up. So the stairs were like on a wall, and then
Yeah.
it was just open. You could see into the
The house
living
I was
room.
in?
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So you could see down in the foyer, and then you could see into the living room. It was
Mhm.
very open. And so, and like, you could turn the lights on from the bottom and from the top for the hall light. And my mom is a saver, so lights out, you know? Not me. I left him out, and then I'd get yelled at in the morning.
Of course. I'd rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Exactly. At least you have someone to yell at in the morning, because if I had turned it off, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
So, but the whole bottom floor would be dark, and so I would literally walk up the stairs and like stare into the darkness, because it was like if I let my guard down, it was running up the stairs. I don't know what, like my house, but it was like I can't not. And I do whenever I go into the basement at Matt's like parents' house. I'm like down there grabbing a soda. I'm like, I can do this. I can be an adult that just walks into a basement and isn't scared.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking up the stairs and I'm like, but if I start going faster than like a walk that shows I'm calm, something is going to grab my ankle.
Are the stairs like exposed underneath?
Yeah.
No.
Easy. Someone can grab through. The sides.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going down if the underneath is open. Seriously, like that cellar level, I'm not doing that.
Oh, no. I'll take Bo down with me, and I'm like, okay.
That's different.
But he runs up the stairs, and I'm like, no, don't leave me. I think I said that last time, and his aunt like heard me and laughed at me, and I was like, damn. I don't understand. I can't handle it down here.
I have definitely stared into the darkness, like you said, in the demon house going downstairs. Like having to look at it and walk down there. Like, I'm coming. My mom told me at one point she was announcing herself. Like, I'm coming down now.
Oh, that's hard. That's a hard
I was like,
space
could
to be in.
never be me.
Ugh.
I certainly, if I was listening to my like little headphones on my iPod, I'm leaving them upstairs. Like, I'm not wearing my headphones downstairs.
You were like aware.
Yeah, I like need to be.
And that's a horrible feeling. You know, some people just live their lives like, this is my house and I feel great.
Fucking Maria's friend.
Literally. Oh my God. Matt, what were you going to say? Did you have a scary moment?
No, I was just going to say, like, you know how you walk so that it doesn't chase you? Sometimes you have to run anyway, though, right? Is that just me?
Oh, you felt... Okay, Mr. Dominance has felt like he had to run.
He was the prey.
Obviously a fake. Like, you're like, it's a fake show of, like, strength, right?
So what happened that made you feel like you had to run?
I feel like we're uncovering something.
Yeah, he's like, I've never experienced anything, but I definitely have been chased upstairs before.
Right, like
that's
you
normal.
also felt the feeling that if you didn't run, you'd be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
Well, like, or that, like if you should run. Like,
Gag.
Revealed.
Ghosts aren't real.
Secrets revealed. Okay, wait. Explain it a little bit more. Like, can you remember a time that happened?
yeah, where like start walking up slow, like where you start walking up slowly, like normal, like because everything's chill, nothing's bad. It's very normal basement, and then it's just like that like this time it's not gonna fly. Where like it like because really it knows every time, but sometimes it's like
Matthew
you're not getting away
Michael
with it this time.
McGregor.
I'm sorry. Is this the same basement and in the same house where you've been like, I've never felt anything in there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I think you okay, so we've uncovered the root of your issue multiple times and we'll reiterate. You feel like if something is acknowledged then it's real.
Yeah.
So that's really the root of it, of like being like, well, there's got to be an explanation, because once you start diving, you don't really feel that way, but like once you start diving into that, you're like, there's no coming back. So like for you have, I mean, were you little, like running up the steps, like
Oh yeah.
Matt?
Yeah, all fours running
Oh!
up the stairs.
I have to take a moment.
I think like what so Matt is also the one who like so that is totally the thing though. It
Yeah.
was like he couldn't acknowledge it. It's just not what his family believed in. No one talked about it, but like he said he uncovered that memory of when he was playing with toys and he like went to go eat dinner and then he came back up, and it's not like he noticed that, it's not like he was like, "Oh, that's out of place" or anything, but he literally like said to the room like, "That's okay, you can play with my toys." So like acknowledging a presence had been there, touching his like interacting with what he had.
Do you feel like it was a like male or a female presence?
I mean, it felt like because it was done when I wasn't there that it was just like it was playing with the toys. You know what I mean? And then I came back,
For sure.
and then like I, trying to make
You
make sure
intruded.
it's okay. Right? Yeah, I didn't want to be intruding on it either.
It on him or her. This demon.
Fuck. I feel like that. I
Or-
mean, I'm telling you, girl. Well, first of all, that story I had where
Yeah,
like the
the
door
door.
closed. Already, that's a very antagonizing thing of me being like, "Oh my god, it's wild that I'm like normally so afraid of the dark, and like,
Like,
what
you
if I
are.
got dragged?" And it's like, you should be.
Right.
And like then to have that like memory uncovered from Matt, and now we're uncovering more because like
I would love to go to his house.
you should come. Never was I like, if I don't run right now, I will be attacked.
Okay, I have.
Really?
Well, I grew up in a demon home.
Oh man.
So running up the stairs there was no other, like, honestly, you'd start running before you got to the stairs.
Really?
Like, it was like 3 steps before you got to the stairs, and you'd start like a jog up the steps. Yeah, been there. And then, but my stairs were enclosed.
Yeah.
So there was
sucks.
always the fear that the top door would either be locked or slammed shut. It never did, thank fucking Christ.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But there was also another exit, so like it was a little bit okay. Like you could
Is there another exit?
Yeah, so like you'd reach the top of the stairs, and this door is there's a screen door and a regular door to the deck. So like for something to be a livable apartment on the basement, and there has to be 2 exits.
Gotcha.
So you could come through the top level,
Mhm.
and that's the doorway that nobody. And you know what? The hallway could be seen from the living room. Like the TV that was on the wall that's the same wall that like it came to a corner, and then it was the hallway.
Yeah.
And even the adults didn't like sitting on that end of the couch because they didn't want to have to look down the hallway.
Yeah. Ugh. I just want to know more.
I've remembered an event.
People, ladies and gentlemen, we have secrets.
Somebody write it down.
Write this down. Write this down.
So yeah, I was just remembering one time because I grew up with 2 brothers, and so we didn't always play nice with each other and things, and so a good fun time would be like someone like I don't know goes down to the basement to grab a drink. And
Why was that a dare?
It's not a dare. You're gonna go get a soda because that's what you want to drink.
Okay.
And then someone else will close the basement door and like lean against it. Well,
Nightmare.
people could lean against the door and keep it closed. And I just remember this one time when I was young, but not like really young.
Like 11?
Yeah, probably around that area, where people were playing that game, and like for whatever reason the light wasn't on. I think it was like daytime, so like there would be some light that comes in through the window wells, so it's not like pitch black in there. But I just remember being like terrified and like pleading through the door to like to just like unlock it, let me out, because I was so frightened. And like when I got out, I was just like, trying to like play it off, but I was also
Classic you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I was like not having it at all.
Really? Whereas other times you'd be like, oh, okay, let me out.
For sure. Well, because, yeah. No, right. I'd be like, I'll play games back at them where like, I'll be silent and then like pound on the door. And, like,
you were like,
but there was something that was like, I need to be out of this basement.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Where like you didn't want to look down in there.
Yeah, it like would you say that it didn't? So in my opinion, it did not live in the basement then.
I would say that no, definitely not. I feel like it had free reign because when all the lights were off on the main level going upstairs, you'd get that feeling.
Yeah.
Growing up.
I mean, that room with the door closed, that was the second floor?
Yeah.
On the second floor.
Honestly, though, their bedroom, it was always uncomfortable. I mean, they always had the heavy curtains because my mom works night shifts, still does. Like, it's always really dark in there. And, yeah. And their closet has always felt super uncomfortable, too. Very uncomfortable. To be honest, I barely know what the inside of their closet looks like.
Really?
Yes.
That's how
Double gag.
Yeah. Lived there 18 years.
I feel like you weren't accessing this part of your brain.
No, I mean, because, like, you don't think of it like that.
Well, you didn't think of it like that.
You're right.
It wasn't an option for you.
Right. Right. And, like, I mean, I knew my parents had presents in that closet and stuff like that.
You were like, there's other reasons I don't need to go in there other than it's spooky.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm really loving that you're remembering stuff. And I'm really sorry that you had to deal with, like, the scary moments. Because, like, we know those fucking scary moments suck when you're like, something just happened. And now I hate this.
Yeah.
Your basement, I can't go down there. And you know what is funny? This will be the last that we talk about it, unless you, whatever. But, like, I have been able to go down to that basement and feel fine and be like, oh, okay, and walk up normally and be like, oh, okay, that's not bad. Which is why the last time I was like, I'll get sodas and everything. And I went down there. And the feeling of walking up, when literally I like almost cried when Bo ran past me because I was just,
like, fuck.
I was down there and I was like, Bo, and he came down and I was like, great, okay, this is good. This is other energy. And then I was walking up.
Was he acting normal?
Yeah, he was just like sniffing around.
Yeah.
But then he like ran back up and I was like, please don't leave me. So I will say that I have experienced that in your house as well. And it is because sometimes the middle floor feels fine. And then like I've been there where it's been like not fine. So let us know which ghosts you like, which ghosts you don't like. If you also flashbacked and realized you had ghost encounters the way Matt just did, just let us know because that's cool.
You can send them in at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com
or DM us at
ghoulbeanspodcast on Instagram. Please, I even on TikTok, like message us. We read them. I read every comment.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, literally can't. You're gonna have to like take us out of here.
And you know
like,
what?
Get me out of here.
I know that I scared the shit out of you guys, but thank you for joining.
And spilling
the ghoul
beans. Okay, everybody. Secrets motherfucking revealed. We just were trying to relax, cool off after the scariest story I've ever heard until now.
We like that's what we say every episode. I'm like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. We literally we took off our headphones. We're like, oh wow, what a long stretch. Yeah. Oh, I got goosebumps. That was a scary one. Fucking Matt whips around.
Yeah, turns to us and says,
So I realized, I was like, yeah, of course, growing up, my house was haunted by a demon. There was this one incident when I was young, and so there was this clown toy that went on by itself. Yeah, it was mine, and I never liked it at all. Like, I never played with it because I did not enjoy it.
I can't even deal. He told us the whole story and we're like, we demanded him turn the fucking thing back on. I can't fucking deal.
And like, it was in that cabinet, not touched, probably for months, right?
please. I just need a voice here.
Yeah. So, but then it was like 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, oh, and I'm sorry, this clown toy is really like something on wheels that has like music and laughs.
Which also, who fucking hated you enough to get you that toy?
Is it the circus music? Is it like the
I feel like it was something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's definitely laughing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I the specifics of that are hard to remember because I was like 6 years old.
And you didn't like it, so you never played with it.
Yeah, for sure. It was not my cup of tea. So, me, my older brother, and my dad all like we were awoken by this toy going off in the cabinet, in like the toy cabinet that hadn't been played with for months.
Oh my god.
And it's like 5 or 6 a.m. We all go downstairs and like literally we hear it like rolling and like knocking in the fucking toy cabinet.
I'm crying.
Yeah. So my dad opens the cabinet and like it's still moving. And
Shut up.
So he picks it up and turns it off. And like I feel like it didn't have batteries in it, but it could have just been that it hadn't been touched for months, and so like back then batteries would be dead,
right?
Like, just from being in something like that.
Right, especially if it was on the whole time. No, are you kidding? Fuck that.
Yeah, no, it was that was like the worst like event I think ever I noticed in that house. I mean, like, so obviously I was a little shit and a terror growing up too, right? So like I love to scare people, especially namely my little brother or my mom.
Yeah.
And so like I would hide in the basement, like in different places, and like, you know, I would get that like that prickling feeling on the back of your neck, like you're being watched.
What?
Right. It's like it felt like I'm, you know, I'm trying to jump out and scare someone, so like I'm like the hunter, but like at the same time it's like something is equally behind me, like
ew, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Really?
You led me to believe that I was the only one in this friend group living in a demon home. You led me to believe that. You're like, oh, and the tingle, and I'm like, oh yeah, wait, fuck you. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was scary.
Oh my god. And you would just stay down there like, well, I can't show that I'm scared
There
now.
are times when I would and times when I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
You would like be hiding and you'd be like, actually, I'm done hiding now.
Yeah.
I can't believe you slipped that in when the mic was off. That was crazy.
Literally. He was just like, now that we're not recording, let me tell you all these things.
Yeah. Yeah, both of those things had come to mind. Similar to what you said though, like it didn't always feel like there was something else there.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. Little maybe if you stayed after the little credits, you got an extra scene.
Literally. That'd be cute. I hope people hear this. Wow, Matt. That's wild.